Hello, welcome to Keep Your Thrive Alive. I'm Mark Mulligan, and this is a space where I share inspiration, tips, and ideas to help boost your mood, your energy, and your well-being. Today, I'd like to explore what I think makes the biggest difference in creating a healthy culture, whether that's in the home, with your team, or across your entire organization. It's the role that leaders play in leading a well-being culture well. We all know that if the person who's in charge is stressed, then quite soon that spreads to everybody. It's almost like it becomes contagious. I think the same is also true. If we're thriving, then that also becomes contagious. One of the things that I love about the work that I do is that I get to meet inspiring leaders, the sort of people who have the ability to reach inside you, light a fire, give you energy, make you feel valued and special. So my guests today are going to be sharing what it is that they do for themselves, one-to-one with individuals, collectively in their teams, and culturally across their organisations. First, we have Nicole Olby, who is Managing Director of Partnerships at Barclaycard, and Tony McCarthy, who's the Chief Information Officer at the London Stock Exchange Group. Hello, Tony. Hello, Nicole. So, thinking about well-being, I think the best place to start is with oneself. When I'm running thriving workshops, I like to use the analogy of a safety announcement on the plane. When the steward says, in the event of a disaster and the oxygen mask comes down, please attend to your own before you attend to anybody else's. So Tony, what is it that you do to attend to your own oxygen mask? What is it that you do to look after your own personal well-being, Tony?
One of the things that I was doing and still do is I try to make sure I get out and get some air, like get out of the home. Even with lockdown, going out and getting that walk in and getting the fresh air does wonders for me. So that's been a very important aspect to kind of fill another void. I've taken up yoga, and I have found that has done wonders for me in this time that we've been home. And as of tomorrow, it'll be 12 weeks, 84 days that I've been in lockdown. So that me time with the yoga and with the walking has been fantastic for my mental health.
So Nicole, what do you do to look after your own well-being?
For me, the two things I've done for myself personally is I've ensured that I carve out an hour for myself every single day. I just find, in terms of all the WebEx video conference calls I'm on all day, the time when I'm not on a work call and I'm engaging with my family can be quite tactical. And so, it's really about trying to find time for myself to have personal time to think and reflect. And so exercise for me has been the answer to that. And then the other thing I've really tried to do for myself is just be kind to myself in terms of not putting too much pressure on. I decided it was a once in a lifetime opportunity to spend time with my family. And so we do the homework, we do try and crash through all of it, but actually we don't put too much pressure on ourselves to get it all done, and we're focusing more on the fun element of what we can do together.
Fantastic, Nicole. And how do you feel? Like, remember on the thriving workshops, we looked at your thriving score, where it was somewhere between 0 and 10. So what's your thriving score when you get it right?
When I do get it right, I would be sort of an 8 or a 9. I feel like I'm sort of in control. Shoulders are relaxed, I'm breathing well. I feel like I've got it together. When I miss the opportunity to take that hour out, or when I do put a lot of pressure on myself to get through everything I need to get through in the day with the family, that my thrive state drops right down. I know I get to a 3 or a 4 quite quickly. So I do have to check myself on a regular basis that I'm sticking to what I've committed that I would do. So it is important.
Great. So if you take it broader again, from one-to-one to your team, what is it that you do to support the individuals in your team with their well-being?
Right through my whole leadership career, frankly, I've always tried to bring my whole self to work. And I think my observation with the COVID scenario we all find ourselves in today is that the fact that we're having more WebEx video-based or Zoom-based interactions with people on one-to-ones, or in fact in group meetings, it means that people almost are able to bring their whole self to work more easily. So, I'm getting to meet people's families, their cats, their dogs, their children. I see the inside of their house, I see the outside of their house. And I think that's created an incredible space for people to bring their whole selves to work. The only trouble with the WebEx video interactions is that you miss out on the physical cues from people. And so one of the things very specifically that I'm doing in my one-to-ones with my team is genuinely asking them how they are. Definitely, I think for me, just that honesty and openness and, vulnerability, if necessary, is important to have in that one-to-one relationship.
Fantastic, Nicole. So lots of different initiatives to keep people engaged and connected through different ways of communicating with them. Is there anything else that you're doing at the moment to help create a healthier culture?
I think in terms of us as a business, one of the key wins, which does help in terms of well-being, is that we have learned how to crash through bureaucracy. We've learned how to make quick decisions, and that has enabled our team. And I've seen a direct result in terms of the well-being and the empowerment of our team off the back of that. So that is absolutely something we as a business are looking at how we can continue to do that going forward.
Absolutely, because empowerment and autonomy are really important to give people a sense of control and to feel that they're valued and trusted, which of course has a positive impact on their well-being.
Absolutely agree, Mark.
Tony, one of the things that struck me when we first met is that you're very real, very authentic, and that you bring a lot of yourself to work. Do you think that how you show up influences the culture?
My short answer to your question is yes. We're having all the Exco have virtual coffees, right, with anyone who wants to meet with that Exco member. So I talk to them about the fact that that I stutter, right, and I've stuttered all my life. And at different stages of my life, I probably have or could have allowed it to become a real liability to me. But there was a turning point, and it was probably when I decided that I wasn't going to let the stuttering be my obstacle, that I was actually, if not turn it into a strength, do not allow it to be a liability. I think people appreciate that. I think that inspires them to open up a little bit about what some of their fears or concerns may be. And I think leaders who open up about their own obstacles and their own insecurities, I think it helps the organization to do the same.
Amazing, Tony. It's so moving to hear you tell your story about your stutter. I think it makes such a difference when leaders share their fears and their insecurities, because when you do that, first of all, it shows that you don't have to be perfect to succeed, and of course none of us are, but it also creates a permission space for others to share their fears and address them and overcome them. Inspiring.
Showing yourself as who you are, I think it helps them. I don't know if I'll go so far as to say it's inspiring to them, but maybe it is inspiring.
Well, if you can't say it, I will. Thank you, Tony and Nicole, for being so open and for sharing with us all of your tips for leading well-being well. I hope you found this video interesting to reflect. And at the end of the day, we're all leaders, whether that's in our homes, with our friends, or in our work. I hope that it's been useful to hear what others do for themselves, one-to-one with individuals, collectively across their teams, and culturally across their organizations. Now I'd love to hear from you. Please leave your comments in the section below. What did you find most useful? What are you going to do differently to lead a healthier culture in your home, your team, or across your organization? If you'd like to find out more about how you can create a healthy culture in your organization, please get in touch. We run Making It Contagious workshops for leaders to coach them to find their own unique way to lead well-being well and support their teams to be healthier and happier and more fulfilled. Click the contact button below and let's have a chat. I look forward to seeing you next month, and in the meantime, stay safe, be well and thrive.